Horizon Zero Dawn, one of the biggest and most beautiful games of the entire PS4 generation. The one I always recommend first whenever someone asks, "Hey, I've got a new PS4, what should I play?" Horizon Zero Dawn. And now, with the Play at Home initiative, if you're one of those misguided PS4 owners who have yet to play Horizon Zero Dawn, you can now rectify that for free when Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition becomes available at 4 AM BST on the 20th of April 2021 until 4 AM BST on the 15th of May 2021. Yeah, sucks to be you, people watching this video in 2022. You don't even need to be a PlayStation Plus member. Simply add the game to your library and it's yours to keep. Think of this video both as an introduction to the game if you're playing it for the first time, and also a celebration if you've been there, done that, got the Platinum Trophy. Here are 7 ways Horizon Zero Dawn is the ultimate open world video game. First up, Aloy. She is one heck of a protagonist, instantly carving out her own space amongst PlayStation's elite alongside the likes of Nathan Drake and Kratos, thanks to her strength, charisma, and all-round ability to get stuff done. You know, Aloy is the kind of person who passes through an area and leaves it far better off than when she entered, untangling complicated narrative knots, ticking off side quests, defeating rampaging 30-foot machines. Got it! She kind of embodies the spirit of the game's environmental message in this way. You know, she solves problems. Everything Aloy does makes the world of Horizon Zero Dawn that little bit better for those who come after. Aloy is one of those characters where the simple act of playing as her makes you feel good. On the one hand, because you're helping people and everyone's like,
"Thanks for the help."
You are welcome. But also because she's just a joy to control, acrobatically sprinting, sliding and scrambling across, through and over the world. Aloy moves with the grace and precision of a master hunter. As a player, she makes you feel empowered, while at the same time being totally relatable. You know, she's an outcast, learning the rules of the world at the same time as we are. A connection between player and character only heightened by the warmth and wit of Ashley Birch's brilliant voice performance.
2 days before the proving and he goes off without me? He wouldn't do that.
Aloy has power over her environment, while also sharing in the narrative revelations that occur within it. And talking about that world, oh, what a place to get lost in. Horizon Zero Dawn is a game that's clearly looked at open world games of the past and taken notes on exactly what not to do. Horizon Zero Dawn pitches its open world tent perfectly. It tugs you gently towards optional bits of exploration without ever overburdening you, allowing you to poke about at your own pace, encouraging you to look at and absorb the world around you, rather than clogging it with unnecessary HUD elements. And by doing that, by offering glimpses and rewarding you when you do wander off the beaten track, exploring the world of Horizon Zero Dawn feels fantastic. You feel as though you are discovering the world as opposed to having it spoon-fed to you. Horizon Zero Dawn reminds me of this fable I was told as a child that's always stuck with me, about this man who's walking through the mountains and the sun and the wind have this competition amongst themselves to see who can make the man take his coat off. And the wind goes first, and of course the wind is blowing and it's blowing and it's howling harder and harder, trying to literally blow the man's coat off by force. But of course, the more the wind blows, the more the man holds his coat tightly around him. And then it's the sun's go, and the sun just shines brightly and it warms up the earth, and eventually the man gets so warm and comfortable that he takes his coat off voluntarily. Horizon's world is the sun, right? It offers you this climate where you become so enraptured by what you're travelling through, so fascinated by the richness of the landscape and the stories hidden beneath its lush flora, that you'll want to explore it simply because it's such a majestic place in which to spend your time. And that's without mentioning the thrill of recognition you get when you realise that tower of foliage you've been admiring is actually the crumbling ruins of our present-day civilization. Horizon Zero Dawn is set 1,000 years in our future. The world as we know it is gone, reclaimed by nature. Skyscrapers and wind farms now barely recognisable underneath centuries of natural growth. This world is a uniquely verdant post-apocalypse, and traversing its mountains, grasslands, deserts and rainforests, you get this disarming cocktail of both sadness for what we've lost, and yet also hope for what could still be, if we're all more like Aloy. But as the world of Horizon Zero Dawn is saying to you, come over here, come on, come and look at this amazing thing, the story, entry number 3, is like, no, there's no time, come and find out what happens next. And you're going to want to, because the story is an absolute banger. The world feeds into this, of course, as you explore the crumbling echoes of our long-lost civilization. You can't help but ask, what happened? Because the game doesn't straight up tell you. You know, usually post-apocalypse games are set during the immediate aftermath of the bad thing. In Fallout 4, for instance, we see the nukes hit. In The Last of Us, we're running through the streets as the Cordyceps outbreak explodes. But in Horizon Zero Dawn, everything is calm. I mean, humanity's been split into warring tribal factions and there are animalistic machines roaming about all over the place. But apart from that, everything is kind of okay. Earth has settled into a new rhythm. And so naturally, you're like, wait a second, what the hell happened? Who even is Aloy? Where did the machines come from? I'm not going to spoil anything here for people who are yet to play the game, but the narrative gallops along, tugging at one arm while the lure of exploration grabs the other. I mean, I want to go and see what happens next in the story, but also I just want to go and explore that tree. Hard decisions. And then there are those machines, where the main building blocks of Horizon Zero Dawn are essentially a hyper-focused curation of all the best bits of open-world video games. The machines are truly unique. They exist within this in-game ecosystem that is so convincing you forget they're machines at all. They feel like organic wildlife, products of evolution that have been around for millennia. Horizon Zero Dawn isn't all about hunting and killing these things, although doing that is really fun. You know, you can easily sink a bunch of time into just observing herds of grazers going about their business, and then seeing how they collectively react when you startle them with an arrow or two. And of course, you get to ride some of them as well, which is never anything less than incredibly cool, especially when you charge into battle on the back of a broadhead, twanging off arrows like an absolute badass. Then of course you get the big machines, you know, the dangerous ones. Like Thunderjaws, essentially thumping great T-Rex-sized robots with disc launchers on their backs, and Stormbirds, enormous flying creatures that shoot lightning at you and fly and can spot you from miles away. And did we mention they could fly? Don't get me started on fighting Stormbirds. This is entry 5 now, by the way, the combat. Because I struggled so much with these things that I had to look them up on the Horizon wiki just to find out what their weakness was. Yeah, turns out their weakness is literally nothing. But this is what makes combat in Horizon Zero Dawn such a unique and rewarding challenge. Sure, there are your basic machines like Watchers, who are simple to take down, but even then you've got a range of tactical options. You can sneak up on them for a stealth takedown, set a little trap for them and rush in for the finishing blow, or, you know, just shoot them in the face. Take on some of the larger, more challenging machines, however, and you've really got to pay attention to what you're doing, to their behaviour and weaknesses, and battle them accordingly. Horizon Zero Dawn is a rare game where you'll need to make use of everything at your disposal, from the aforementioned traps to arrows powered by various elements, and the super handy rope caster, which lets you pin down larger enemies before giving them a battering. You know, normally in games I'll just pick my favourite weapon, usually whichever one looks the nicest, and just use that for the whole game. You simply can't do that here. In fact, another one of my favourite tactics, over-levelling, will only get you so far as well, because combat in Horizon Zero Dawn just isn't like combat in other open-world RPGs. You can't just hammer your way through it. Every battle is like a puzzle, the solution to which is often to rip bits off machines and use them against their previous owner. Is there anything sweeter than blasting a disc launcher off a Thunderjaw's back, picking it up, and then shredding the thing with its own weapon? No is the answer. No, there is not. And if all that's not enough for you, Entry 6, Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition, comes with the Frozen Wilds expansion, an additional chunk of game with new beautiful areas to explore, exciting new characters to befriend, and terrifying new machines to conquer. Also, it has the best snow graphics on PlayStation, in my opinion. Look at it, honestly. Look how it moves as you walk through it. I can't help. Oh. Moving on, sorry. Our final entry then may seem like a simple one, but when I say Horizon Zero Dawn looks amazing, I'm not just talking about the fidelity of the graphics. I mean, yes, there's a solidity and a vibrancy to Horizon's visuals that comfortably put it among the best looking games on PS4, but I think the reason it looks as good as it does is thanks to a combination of those graphics, but also the art direction and the animation. There's a slightly stylized edge to the light in this world, an artistic tweaking of nature's brightness and contrast sliders that gives the entire place a sort of courageous bloom. It's like Sunlight 2.0, enriching the natural beauty of the world, emphasising the victory of Mother Nature's greens and blues over the industrial dying greys of old humanity. The game looks as bold and clear as the in-game Earth's reclamation of itself. You know, the visuals essentially acting as a stamp of authority over a broken and divided mankind. It's amazing art direction that creates a game that's not just incredible to look at, but also one where the visuals help build the story and the authenticity of the world. This is something taken even further by the animation, because this place is restless, constantly moving and flowing around Aloy as she in turn moves and flows through it. You very much get the sense that this world is alive and aware of your presence within it. That could be constantly shifting grass, each individual blade painstakingly detailed as it's buffeted by the wind, the churning rivers that mirror rippling sunlight back into the sky, or indeed the aforementioned machines as they browse, graze, stalk and gallop about. Bring all these elements together, Aloy, the world, the story, the machines, the combat, and the visual design woven through all of them, and you have a game that not only looks fantastic, but feels amazing to play. Horizon Zero Dawn is one of my all-time favourites on PS4, and if you're yet to play it, you're in for an absolute treat on April the 20th. Let us know in the comments if you're about to play Horizon Zero Dawn for the first time, or indeed if you're already a fan of the game and just here to remember how brilliant it is. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, so you're always up to date with everything from the world of PlayStation.
PlayStation